So we done had two major covered mass shootings, one in El Paso, one in Dayton, Ohio. RIP to both of those. Condolences to all those families. So two questions. Everything's everybody considering right now. Check the timing of it. Democratic debates. A lot of political stuff going on. One of the big issues that's going to start coming up is whether or not guns should be banned. Fun facts to know, just to point out. If you program a computer to give viruses to other computers, do I blame the computer when it gives those viruses, or do I look at the programmer? That's a key thing I would say to analyze when looking at this situation. Is it, if you just have a gun and somebody's a good person, they're showed to make sound decisions most of their life. They don't do anything, outside the box. They're not looking to do anything crazy. Most likely they're not going to do nothing with the gun. But if you have a child who's, or adult who was never raised on discipline, they always been let to do whatever they want to do. When they don't get their way, it's been accepted that they can throw temper tantrums and stuff like that, then they will be more likely to do something. Or so it could be something random. Somebody could just have a bad day, get fired from work, the wife could leave on something like that, and that could push them over the edge. So many things can happen. But what we do know is, if I programmed a computer to start giving other computer viruses, we wouldn't blame that computer, we would blame the programmer. Now, over the years, through movies, the music, all of this, you have a generation of people who have been programmed by all of these things in society, and now you're seeing it come out. And most of these households are single parent, or one of the parents were always gone, or both of the parents were always gone. So they're raised by the TV or raised by music, so they're just acting out what they've seen. What needs to be pushed is decision making. Decision making classes in schools would be a good thing. I wouldn't take away. I'm not gonna say that. Look, do you think it's smart to take away from legal citizens who can actually stop situations? If it was a legal citizen in there, they could have possibly slowed the guy down, knocked him off. Then he wouldn't have been able to take all those people out. So I wouldn't necessarily punish legal citizens, because it doesn't stop the crime rate. Like, you have strict gun laws in Chicago, and the crime rate's through the roof. So it's not gonna stop just because you make the law stricter, because there are still illegal guns in the street. So it's still going to be illegal guns in the street. You're just going to have less people with legal guns who are law-abiding citizens for the most part, because in most states you do have to get background check already. So that's something to consider. Yeah, I mean, if you fat, do we blame the food because you're getting fat? It's more so the decision making of the people, and everything that's allowed and everything that's celebrated and everything that's pushed in the culture is surrounded with irrational decisions. Everything is glorified, from the street music to the killer movies and all of that. So that all plays a factor. It's decision making, it's parenting. All of these things need to be analyzed. Just taking something away is not going to stop the problem, because there are still so many in the streets. And that's where most of the mass shootings happen that isn't covered. St. Louis, Chicago, what's that place in California? Stockton. Go check Baltimore, Cleveland. Go check the murder rates all around the most dangerous cities. These are the murders and casualties that can happen on the same day as these mass. I remember when the one in Florida happened, it was like 52 people shot in Chicago, and that wasn't covered, because then it would point to, a lot of stuff is used for political reasons, but you couldn't use a political reason for something that's illegal. So banning or making everything stricter wouldn't affect the illegal market, but you can use this. If this was a legal one, we can make everything stricter. So it all plays a part. We understand that in the future, nobody will have guns eventually. That's what it's all coming to. So you can put the focus and spotlight and paint a story how you want it to be painted. Yes, it's a sad situation. Yes, it's unfortunate. But we can cover this every day, that's going on in the inner cities of America, and it's more so boils down to parenting and decision making, and that's what we need to invest in, and getting the youth the proper attention, so they don't act out in this type of way, so they know how to act out and verbally discuss what they're going through, instead of just lashing out in a violent way. And that starts from when they're a kid and you say no for a toy, or they when they start throwing stuff, do you just brush it off like it's whatever? Because that will set the precedent for a behavior like this. So just consider everything, have an open mind, understand the climate we in, understand that it's a lot that can come from this on all sides, and don't just have a naive perspective. Really do research, understand that gun violence has gone down since, I want to say, 96, since the 90s for sure, and there are now more suicides than murders. So just look into that.